Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Blu-Roy Movies. And we're back in Blu-Roy Towers after a lovely weekend away. That's my dalliance is over for the year until next March. But I'm sure as time flies, that 6 months will soon go. We'll be back on our travels. So today, what are we going to do? I've got a few pickups, a couple of gifts, but first, I've had an idea where I want you guys to help me. I want you guys to help me shape my movie watching future. Now, I'm terrible. The holes I've got in my film watching history are incredible. And we need to do something about that. And I need your help, guys. So, what I've done, I've picked three films off my shelves that I haven't seen, and I'm gonna let you choose which one I should watch, and then in a weekly watches I'll talk about it. What I'll do is comment down below which one I should watch, and then after a couple of days I'll tally them all up and I'll watch the most voted for one, or if it's a tie, it'll have to be a flip of a coin. Seems to be the most democratic way. So yeah, I've picked three films off the shelves, which I'll show you in a second. And what I'll do, the two that don't get picked, I shall keep to one side and just replenish the ones that gets picked for the following week. So you'd have two that you've already seen and then a fresh one all the time. I think this might work. I think I might enjoy this. So the three I've picked out to start with is a Western, McCabe and Mrs. Miller, which I love my Westerns, so I should have seen it. I've also picked out The Panic in Needle Park. Again, Al Pacino. I love Al Pacino. Should have watched that by now. And I've picked out Big Kev in Dances with Wolves. Now, regular viewers to the channel who know my taste might know which to vote for, which way to wind me up, so I'm quite expecting that to happen on the first one. But I thought it'd be a bit of fun. Like I say, you can help shape my destiny. And yeah, I think it could be quite good. We'll see how that goes. So now, let's get on with the pickups. I've got two gifts from my good friend Larry. Again, these videos should be sponsored by Larry Boyd, really. I should put that on there. Larry always gives me good stuff, and again, mate, thanks very much, and much appreciated, and today blinded as usual. The first one, Larry's sent me over, I think he found this in a charity shop, and he knows Mrs. Blu-Roy is a bit of a horror. So he sent this over for her to watch, and she'll watch it with me, I suppose. Prowler, which I don't know much about. I think it's a bit of a vampire film. So if you horror hounds out there know a little bit about that, if you could just mention down below, let me know something about that. Is it something I should watch? I think it's vampires, which I don't mind a vampire film, so I'll happily watch that with Mrs. Blu-Roy. Absolutely blinding stuff. And next up from Larry, and one I'm absolutely chuffed with, because it's a film, well, I have seen it, but I think I watched it on Amazon Prime, and it was absolutely dreadful quality transfer on there. It was barely watchable, but a film now that I can sit and watch in high definition. And big John Ford fan, big John Wayne fan, the two Johns together were just incredible. Stagecoach. This is the 1939 version of the film. The one that's been in the Signal 1 sale, I think, is a 60s version, but this is the version of Stagecoach you want to see, so I'm really looking forward to sticking that on, and it's one that's going to be getting in the player pretty soon. So Larry, as I always say, mate, you're a diamond. You honestly don't need to send me out, but when you do, it makes my day. Really, really great, mate. Really appreciate it. Let's have a round of applause for Larry Boyd. Thank you, guys. Next up, one from eBay I bought. Now, James and Larry, I was talking to them as I always do, and they were singing the virtues of this film. And it's a film that's always passed me by. Surprise, surprise! Another hole in the in the viewing history, and that's Constantine. So I saw it quite cheap on eBay, so I thought I'll grab myself a copy, see what all the fuss is about. Quite like Keanu, he's an alright geezer, so I'll watch that. That's Constantine. And next up, was this eBay? I think it was eBay as well. Been watched a couple of his films recently. Been on a bit of a Statham kick. I have seen The Mechanic a long time ago. I think I had a DVD copy once upon a time, but I'll happily now watch that in Blu-ray and watch Jason acting hard and kicking everybody's head in. And I've even had my hair done like in tribute to the great man himself, and I'm just as hard as he is. So if anybody wants to mess, try. I wish, but yeah, I'll give The Mechanic a watch. I don't think I should get the Transporter ones next. I think I used to have them on Blu-ray. I might be going down a Statham wormhole. Good grief. Next two are two that I've picked up from my weekend away. Pretty light on pickups actually, because I usually get to HMV and CX in Lancaster. For one reason or another, we didn't get into Lancaster itself this time. It'll wait till March. And Lee's Games, a shop I normally go in and pick up a few things. They do Blu-rays 4 for a tenner. It didn't look like they'd had much replenished from the last time I went in July. And there was a couple there that I ummed and ahed about, but couldn't find a couple like just to make up the deal. So I didn't bother in the end. But I went in the charity shop and picked up a couple. First one being a film I've never seen, always passed me by. Surprise, surprise, we're getting a theme together here. I think it's directed by Doug Liman, directed The Bourne Identity, and that's Jumper with Hayden Christensen. Probably put me off because he's absolutely dreadful as Anakin Skywalker. I think Samuel L. Jackson's in this as well, if I'm right. So, sci-fi sort of thing, I think, because he's time traveller or something, I'm guessing. So I'll give that a watch and see what that's all about. And next up, also from a charity shop for 50p. Now, I grabbed this for James because I thought he might not have it. And unfortunately, he did have it, so he's lumbered me with it. And that's the Sandler Wedding Singer. I think people know my thoughts on Sandler. But James did tell me that this is actually out of print and worth quite a bit. And who knew, like, if it weren't for James, I'd have passed this up every day of the week, and twice on a Sunday, as they say, because I'm not a Sandler fan. I do like Drew Barrymore, actually. She's cute as a button. So I'll give this a watch, and I'll let you guys know on the weekly watches what I think about it. Then I'll probably move it on, to be honest. I think it trades in for about 8-10 quid, something like that. So it's a decent 50p spent, and I can replace it with something I do like in the collection. And last, and by no means least, I was watching Alan's video Monday, Kermit's Ghost, and he showed this one, pocket full of miracles, and had to pull the trigger on it. I'd never heard of this film, but I'm a big Frank Capra fan. It happened one night. It's a Wonderful Life. You Can't Take It With You. 3 off the top of my head, fantastic films. Glenn Ford, big Glenn Ford. I love Glenn Ford. I think he's a great actor, particularly his westerns. And the swinging thing was it Betty Davis. If you've been watching the channel, you know I've been on a bit of a Betty Davis kick recently. So I instantly pulled the trigger on that and thought, let's get that in the collection and get that watched. So I'd like to thank Alan for highlighting that for me. Wonderful stuff. So that's it. Yeah, pretty light. Just a few titles. Again, guys, help me out on that. Let's play this game. Let's see how it goes. Thanks for watching. I ain't kept you too long. Just about going to be under 10 minutes, which is a bit of a record. Have a nice day. Give us a like. Give us a sub if you like what I've done today. And I'll catch you guys soon. Ta-ra.